You mean how the teacher?
Yes, the teacher to encourage the Asian students to communicate, to share the ideas in the class.
I think the first point is about classroom atmosphere. If the teacher is very open and the atmosphere is very friendly, even students make English mistakes, everyone accept it. Nobody left. And generally speaking, when I also teach professional English, sounds a little bit weird, but anyway, I teach professional English in my department. And when I go to class, the first thing I talk to students is, please just don't worry about your English. You just speak. And I also emphasize, for spoken language, you don't need to worry about grammar. You just speak, and if we can understand, okay, good, we achieve our goal. And I think this is, I always emphasize this part to students. So just say what you want to say. And I would try my best to understand what students want to express. Then sometimes I would express in different ways, help him or her to express the ideas. Of course, I have to guess, what do you mean? Do you mean this one or others? And I think this is the first atmosphere of the environment, the classroom. And the second one, I think I would encourage students to think about how can you improve your English. I would let students give me ideas. In your daily life, is there any way you can approach a person from abroad, or is there any way you can improve your language in daily life? For example, I will say, okay, is it possible that when you turn on the internet, the front page is BBC, CNN, then you read the head news, then every day you do the same thing. Or maybe when you eat breakfast, you can listen to the English radio. This is another way I want them to do in this situation. But in my department, our students have another stressful position. No, not position, business. Because they have to take second foreign language for 2 years. And so each student, they have to choose Spanish, German, Japanese, and the last one is French. Then sometimes they will say, oh sir, I will confuse with Spanish and English. Or sometimes I will confuse German with English. So this is, and also they just keep on their focus, their attention on only second foreign language, not just English. This is their problem. So, but anyway, I think this is my idea so far.
Okay, any other questions or comments?
Questions. When I study the management culture, school culture, this involves some kind called values. Study about this, how to say, Western country may be based on Western philosophy about, for example, the Bible. The Bible considers human being, human and the very self. But in mainland China, there's the culture open after the Cultural Revolution. So we study more in depth to see the cultural root in different ways about the values. Actually, this may not be a question, but I understand that value create difference. The value on people, for example, in Western culture, in Western country, the job, the boss and the subordinate, they are almost equal because they are human. They are not classified or qualified values by their job. But in our country, that is not the case. So this is about the values on human beings. Because even maybe in Western country based on the Bible, with an Arctic culture, maybe our Asia collective. Just few reflection here.
Yes, I agree that values is in the very deep of our own cultural practice, and actually our own cultural practice is a reflection of our values. For example, just as what I mentioned, in Western society, they value self very much. The self is most important. So the children, they are taught to express themselves clearly from their childhood, and it's very important how to express new idea in the public. They emphasize this part, but for Asia society, what we emphasize is how you communicate with others with harmony. And so for Western society, actually this model is, I don't think this model can fit Asian society very well. You see on the top of the model is achieve our own goal. But in Chinese society, maybe achieve our own goal is not the most important part. Rather, when we talk to others, we communicate with others, the most important thing is keep the harmony relationship. We don't want to achieve our goal, but broken the harmony interpersonal relationship. And this is I think quite different. And this is also this reflects our own values. We think relationship is important, harmony is important. Yeah.
It's cultural context.
Yes.
So the study is very good because we try to enhance students with these cultural competencies that could have a better understanding of the other country. But and last, very difficult to tackle is the Western values of human rights. try to see they don't have this value. So with the dialogue between both parties, they eventually the value will emerge.
Yes. Yes.
Then this is really
Yes.
value. The value difference is open.
So when two people get in contact with each other, they understand each other from the surface. Then when we go abroad, the first part we will get in touch is this part. However, this is just a small part. Then we get more and more understanding. We will go more and more deeper. And if we stay, for example, for 10 years, maybe we can understand this part, their values. We can understand more. Yes.
Actually, I have tried to communicate with Muslim in Malaysia, and there is a professor in Jaya University study KM, because I want to connect with her to do some research. But she is a Muslim, and when I talk to all the Muslim, they don't respond. When I tell some joke, they don't ask because the culture. It's a cultural thing. So maybe when I trying to contact more with deeper communication and doing research. That may be a good way to have an in-depth dialogue, professional dialogue to work together. Trust, I think trust is also useful. Trust.
Yes, trust. And just one thought come across my mind. Maybe for your question, I got another idea that if it's possible, the American teacher should use easy English, that not so difficult English to communicate with students. I think because I'm thinking bilingual, but bilingual is not that easy for American teacher. Maybe use those English not so difficult for students in the classroom, and students feel confident with they can understand teachers' English, then they have more courage to express their idea. I think maybe this is helpful. Yes.
I think that is correct. Language is not an important factor, but also the pedagogy. Pedagogy is another. For example, could be assign tasks for grouping. Maybe use some KWL method. For example, what did you learn? What you want to learn? Give me some question what you want to learn, and then search internet or search information, and then what did you learn? This pedagogy may can involve students, engage students into discussion and ask questions. And then when they get close together, they will generate some idea and insight. Engage students in learning in group by grouping.
Yes. Design the activities. Then students, when they join the activities, they would naturally use the language. They don't think they are learning language, but first of all, I will give them a picture, a situation, and each group has a situation. Then I want them to design a script. Yeah, a script and display it. They play the different roles on the stage. Then students will laugh because they try to make a joke in the performance. And when they do that, they just, because it's in a group, so they are not so stressful. So they just naturally use the language. Yeah. And I think, yes, I agree. This is very good ideas.
Any other questions, comments? If no, then I think we close this session, and we very thanks for Professor Huang's presentation. And I think if you have any further thoughts or questions, you will stay here for lunch, right? Okay. Maybe later we can talk more. So now maybe we invite Ding Huang to give a, oh, okay. We have some small gift to Professor Huang, and thanks for his presentation. Thank you. So now I think we have some mailbox outside, and then later on 1 p.m. we have another professor from Japan. We're talking about how Japan's university doing internationalization. It's a policy study. She's there.